So the first part of my project, Trwsio, was going up to Aberystwyth to research the Commissioner's Report of the Education of Wales, 1847, also known as the Treachery of the Blue Books. So these blue books is ancestral trauma has, I feel, left an impact on my life. Not knowing my language, not knowing any of the myths or stories from the Mabinogion, not knowing any of the songs and the poetry, not connected to the land. And there's so much wealth of stories connected to the land. My grandmother's broken teapot, which is the inspiration for this art project, Trwsio, represents all the parts of me that have been fractured, and the loss of my language is one of those parts. Mission accomplished. I managed to see these hideous blue books, and they were hideous. I felt I wasn't allowed to take a photograph of them because they are properties of the Queen. It was properties of the Queen, of royalty, also another king. And so I drew them. So I spent a bit of time just was that on?
I don't know. I suppose it was, because it definitely went red and it was blinking.
Captain's log, 24th of October 2024. Oh,
Yeah.
24.
Already.
Oh my god.
I think.
There's also like some sort of like cosmic numerology. 24.
That feels significant.
We're in an alignment as well, an Andromeda alignment, which helps us to connect with our galactic family that are helping the resurrection of the Hieros Gamos, the unity consciousness on Earth. So this is actually a really good time to break spells of anything that's holding you back, any traumas that that you don't need in your body anymore, and we don't need it on the Earth anymore. So, yeah.
Unity consciousness.
Unity consciousness, which is like what the teapot represents to me, is bringing this unity consciousness into my life and into the world. Oh, is it Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Isn't it? You know, before you've got all those, how can you develop your creativity and connect with God and in an expansive way? And I felt for the last 7 years my health is just really it's kind of put a bit of a stopper.
Right.
Oh gosh.
We can get out of here. Otherwise we shall keep you here till it's finished. Turn work. 1, 2, 3. To work, flip it like that. So you're going like that and then back
Yeah,
and
and then you
forth.
go back on yourself, yeah, because otherwise it can pull crochet out of sync if you don't turn, especially with sort of,
Okay.
you know, didn't know what levels we were going to get with crochet, so it was interesting just to make sure that if you work tightly one way, it just works it back the other a bit. easier.
Chain 3. Alright, 1, and then 5 trebles into chain space.
Go into your gap.
Lost when you don't share because of trauma. It's like that what I was talking about, we're breaking the spell. And I feel like piano wants to come back. I started learning when I was a child. I wasn't very dedicated. I'm not, I don't know, I love it. I want to do it now. The patience with music, and I use my voice, you know, that I've always sang. But Maggie, who I'm going to be working with, she's an incredible pianist, and so we're going to be working together. So this tongue as well, like licking, mother tongue, lies, truth, you know, what we say has so much power. And pleasure. There's a few. Yeah. A few poems about the tongue. Yeah, mother tongue.
Is it? Yeah. This is an Emlyn Clade movement exercise, which I've sort of added a little bit to as well with the voice. But I think it's a lovely exercise, and basically we can go a little bit further than this if we want. But let's make the boundary a little bit. So just let's move the chair a bit so that this is we'll use this space. And the idea is we start off just by walking in any direction. And we're just going to walk generally, and then after a while, and we can.
I think. Or was it the other way?
That's okay, we can double it.
so you've started these paintings, these drawings, these mark making. How did it start for you?
So I was feeling into the trauma that is kind of that is really gosh, what's the word? The trauma of this ectopic pregnancy, basically, I think started this whole thing off in remembering that I need to heal. So that my right fallopian tube was removed, and the baby, the baby was.
So we didn't need a lot of plumbing.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Like, they
yeah.
just can't.
Like the service industry just doesn't work.
No.
And
No, it's really bad.
I'm a bit
isn't it?
stressed about that. So that's fun. I'm just waiting to see like what his meltdowns are. That's my interest.
It's coming.
Well done.
You want to do the peel?
Then I'll do the repeat.
Yeah. Right, nearly there.
Cool.
So,
Oh, it's a bit uneven.
doesn't matter. It's only a test.
Yeah. That work? No, didn't, did it?
So those two
No.
should join flat. So this
Oh,
edge is
this-
square, that edge is not.
Yeah.
It might be too sharp an angle.
It might be too sharp an angle.
Did you get this camera as part of maker go through? Nearly there.
Wow.
I think this is the last join.
This is why I thought I'll pick up the camera.
Yeah.
This is fucking really cool.
So that one goes there.
It really does look like a garment, like some clothes, doesn't it? To me.
Or a hat, I guess.
Yeah.
And you know, clothes are made in a slightly less hodgepodge pattern way, but it's the same concepts.
And I don't want to be doing something else and not have the opportunity to do the thing that I need to be doing. And I'm saying need rather than want. And I'm still exploring this thing, and it's changing, and it does change. Because I know it wouldn't be a 9 to 5. It can't be a 9 to 5, you know? Yeah, it's quite boring, but that's I just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, because it's this spirit which is innately ours that wants to express itself. So we are an arm of God. We are a leg of God. We are the hands of God. It wants to come through us to express itself through our individualized self. So
I love that.
So you doing that is healing the planet. Is healing you.
I don't-
Is healing the planet.
It's so funny. You say that, and I'm like, I don't see how it's healing the planet. But I think I kind of I'm beginning to understand what you're saying, like where you're coming from with that. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to, have a roof over our head and food. The basic.
Yeah.
Well, so many things in childhood get associated with negative.
Take our time to find a repeating pattern. We're going to find a repeating pattern in the room that we can repeat. So, like it might be you're going diagonally and then you're going across the top, but whatever and it might take a while before you can find a pattern that you can actually repeat. You might forget, obviously the simpler the pattern, the better.
Oh, so I almost feel like wearing it. Oh, that felt nice. Taking it off as well. So this you'll. Oh.
Oh, yeah, but I'm curious. There's a lot of work that you produced over like a really short space of time, really kind of deep, meaningful stuff. What was that process like for you in terms of what was happening inside of you while you were making this? Do you know what I mean? Like, what was it doing while you were making it? Now we're kind of like reflecting on it and kind of like drawing back to the source of where it came from. But what was that actioning thing? What was happening in the action of doing it? What was the feeling?
Excitement, just like yes, I'm doing. I'm breaking the spell. The sadness as well. There was this, the sadness of feeling. I still there's questions I still haven't answered. And there's also a feeling of being given a gift. Every opportunity has led me to this moment in time. Yeah.
Let's stop there for now.
Yeah.
Only, I should say latterly, in the last 20 years, that the Welsh medium education has taken off. And that's because of the Welsh Language Act and the push for the Welsh Government to increase the Welsh language and people speaking Welsh language. It's sort of turned on its head, isn't it? From being suppressed, now it's encouraged.
Well, we were talking. I can edit this bit. What were we going to say? Why did I put it on?
I don't know.
Memory. We go.
Okay. I think I was talking about masking to reveal. I was saying that there are different kinds of masking serves different roles in some ways. So there's masking to become an other thing, and then there's this idea which I talked about, the property of the oppressed, sort of masking to reveal, where you occupy a space where you can't fully be yourself for whatever reasons, it could be societal laws or whatever it is, and that the process of adorning or masking then allows you to be yourself, to reveal yourself, right? And so I feel like in Trinidad in particular, because we have come from a post-colonial state and we're still really finding ourselves and learning to love ourselves and all of those things, because the legacies of colonialism live on, right? And so you find that when you talk to carnival people, you say, what do you like about carnival, or what do you like about, they say, you could be yourself. It's when you can be yourself, you're not worried about who's looking at you, what you're supposed to do, the societal norms. It's like it's a kind of freedom. It's a freedom. I think about it in terms of but you utilize that in however it makes sense to you. So when I came to Wales, I remember thinking very kind of like poignantly about the idea of multiple selves and the idea that you exist in... Okay, I'm going to stop now.
Okay. Go in a bit more.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It started recording without me touching it.
Oh.
Does it have a remote on the left?
Oh. Yeah, I think it does.
So it's recording.
Okay. Should we stop and start again?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I think most people have gotten into some sort of craft journey. It's been for a healing, some sort of healing reason, especially if you've gotten into it sort of in your adulthood. There's been big reasons behind it and things. And I know mine was after a breakup and sort of just beating back that sort of loneliness, being sat there of an evening.
Yeah, crochet is very creative because there's lots of I mean, I knit as well, but I knew how to knit. I remember, I think it was, maybe it was dance camp or some kind of local festival thing anyway, I did a crochet workshop. I remember doing the chain, and the person was explaining to me, and I was like so wrong. I was like, this doesn't make any sense, like, you know. And I was so frustrated that I couldn't do it. And then it took me like seven squares, like circles to do before I did my correct one. That my first one I could actually put in the blanket. So I've got all them.
So excited. Should I put it on?
Yeah, do it. Beware, it smells funky.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really. It looks really good.
Wow.
Wow.
Fair dues.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting again.
I used when I was in Having William. I had there was a lady opposite me who had a 21-year-old, an 11-year-old, and then she was in.
So the first leg of my research was to go up to Aberystwyth, and I did a performance with the water. With the water, like I was saying, like this consciousness idea, and it's in all of us. So it's this God energy that is flowing through everything, plasma. And I went to Aberystwyth National Library, and I got out these blue books, these massive blue books, and I didn't read them very much because I didn't have time, because they couldn't find them.
Yeah, I think that looks right.
Awesome.
Well, we'll do the same thing. We'll do a test piece, figure out whether that feels the right size.
Yeah.
And then sort of measure it up to your head, and then you can decide if we need to go bigger or not.
Okay.
If you want to go bigger.
Thank you.
Okay?
Also,
So I'm doing a documentary.
oh, I should definitely take some photographs of us together.
Oh yeah, I do. You can always do stills as well, I guess. From the,
Yeah. Did you do a video of them at uni and stuff? Did you do?
video.
Yeah, as well. No, we didn't do.
No.
No, just.
Basically, I barely do anything. I've worked on some TV stuff, but that's about as close to
okay.
video as I've gone.
Or should I do some cutting?
Yeah, let me take this together.
Okay,
And then
okay.
you can cut this piece out.
Okay, cool. I'll just finish off this
Send you
email.
the,
Okay.
I'll send you the files
Okay. Oh, I was filming that.
of glue. So that's going to be too much. We'll keep the lid on if we can. Because this glue will also dry out really quick. So you want a really thin layer on both sides that we're going to stick together, and then we let it dry a little bit, and then we push those two sides together and it will bond together.
Bond's my name.
In there. Just pull that off. It also will stick to you horribly, so you'll have very gluey fingers. Okay. So really thin. Okay, so we draw, and then we want to join up the lines because we know that that's where they're meant to go. Good. Oh, let's stick the tag. I'm just going to go over it. Do you want to do it in parts as well? Try and do it in small parts. But there you can see where it's not quite, wasn't quite at the right.
Peter's written on the, Auntie Phyllis is at the back there somewhere, but Peter's written on the back, Joanna, some names. This is Peter, Gret.
Good grief.
Can you believe it?
I know. And there's...
And look at Nana Jones.
Yeah, that's Mam Jones there.
See?
And that's Auntie Beryl.
If you want this, Joanna, you can have it.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Right.
And where's my grandmother then?
Well, she must be somewhere. I don't know how Peter's done this, right? Because he's gone down Peter,
Budge,
Beryl,
Matty.
Now look, he has written Nee Davis. Nee Davis. So Mum,
No,
she wasn't married.
No,
1949.
1949. No. She, 51 she got married.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know when Peter did this, and I've never seen this until recently when I came across it in one of the albums. But and there's your Mangi, there's Olwen,
8 and 9. Olwen.
and there's Uncle Davy. You see?
So
They must be round here somewhere. I don't know who that.
First day I went up, and then somebody was on a cup of tea break who usually finds the archives of things. And so I had half an hour, but I read through them and I was picking up lies, I was picking up like, oh, that's not very nice, and oh God, that's poor children. But then I closed the book and I prayed for the rehabilitation of the earth. I prayed for the earth, for this evil to be rid from the earth. I was in the library just praying and just asking God. Please let me be a vessel for your work. And I'm not preaching that you should be a Christian, or I don't want to force anybody to do it. I think all I want is to be this spokesperson, and perform it, because that's what I feel my individuated aspect of God wants to bring through in this life is sing and performance.
You?
Oh, I've seen that one. I've seen you've got that one, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, that's Peter. That's Ev's husband.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I was bridesmaid at their wedding. I was the fattest bridesmaid in the world at their wedding.
Aww.
No, she wasn't. She was most beautiful bridesmaid.
And who's that?
Where are the photos?
That's Ev.
Oh, that's Ev. That's
Yeah.
you, Ev. Oh, nice. Oh, lovely.
And
Oh,
she
so
was
you
a
were-
redhead too.
When did you
You were a redhead.
when did you meet Peter?
I met Pete when I was in college in Bangor, and Peter was in London then, living with his mum. See, Peter was brought up by his gran, your McGee, great grand, right?
Yes, yes.
Because Pete's mum and dad split up, and I don't know.
Here. So, but that needs to go up there and round and
Yes.
yeah.
Lovely.
There's water, yeah. Would you like a mug or a glass?
I'm fine.
And I haven't done it. I haven't done it for about 7 years. I haven't yeah. I just do feel as if it's time now to do it. Phew, sorry.
It's good when it's the right time.
Yeah. So I think this maybe is. I think it's supposed to be green. Not
So I should have already got my ugly mug of
Mum, do you have any fresh water?
I don't know what to do.
I
don't know what to do next. You're doing it. No, I don't know. It's over our heart that needs to unveil. So this is where I feel like we're gonna. It's a bit. Then I wanted to put words on them as well. So I did have a few words. But then, yeah, these other ones then. So it's so what is
Should also photocopy this anyway, just for extras in case any other pieces go missing. The ones with the circles are lid pieces. I think they.
it's quite yeah. Interesting. Yeah, scissors. I wanted scissors to be part of it. And we're using it. We're using scissors. Do you want to have a go at that after?
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, do I sniff it? Do I bite
My
it?
nephew's like, I have to stop him sitting on him and
Yeah.
you're not supposed to sit on the dog. He sits there like face to face with him. His mum's really paranoid. It's just really funny, and then he licks his nose.
Why don't we take the doggy for a walk and then we can go and throw some sticks for him outside?
Yeah, he loved to play outside.
Yeah, you probably find lots of sticks in the garden.
What is that?
was perfect ending now. It's like-
Yeah, there's a lot of pain in me. I feel like there's a lot of pain. And it's there's a lot of joy as well. I think that's where I think the comedy's for me. So have you still got your language?
So funny you asked that question. Right. So, oh wait, no, it's not recording, is it?
Oh,
it is.
well,
Oh,
it is
damn.
recording.
Okay. No, I wanted to share this with you. It's very lighthearted, very very lighthearted. So we speak English in Trinidad, and there is a English Creole, which I explained.
It was like
Yeah.
laughing at me because like they were genuinely worried because I didn't know how to crochet. So they were like talking about
But they
me.
were all there
But
once.
I was like, I thought, well, if I commit myself, then I have to learn.
Yeah.
So this blanket's a bit of an evolution because in the middle it's just a complete mess. And now on the outside it's like perfection. And like, you know, I did the pattern
tells
roll.
the story.
Yeah.
It tells the story of
It's
your
a
journey
evolution.
into
It's taken about 2
crochet.
years.
Yeah.
Someone the last.
I remember you telling me.
Yeah. Well, that was part of my healing. I was like, well, I can't do anything else right now, so I'm just going to do this, and I just sit there and do it. And then I learned that I was doing a mistake, but I had to carry on doing the mistake, otherwise it like messed up the pattern. So then I was like, knowingly making a mistake.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now I'm doing like the outside.
But it's
I'm
giving
like,
you
I'm
permission.
doing it right. I'm doing it correctly.
Yeah.
It's all flat.
I think maybe as part of this, then you need some of the photos of the people or the projects of the people to come in with, even if it's just as a book on the side.
So we talk about gone into fear
Yeah,
and spirit.
yeah. I think so I'm an artist. Oh, should we do this? So I'm an artist, as you know, and I freelance. And a lot of my jobs are freelance, and I have applied for like permanent jobs and stuff with teaching and academia, in the academic world in particular. I often don't get it. And it's interesting because, you know, I've started doing publications and I'm starting kind of like to, you know, make my CV look how it should for those kinds of jobs. However, I know deep down that I have a fear of permanence. I feel like as a freelancer, I like to see the end point. I like to know that something has a beginning and an end. And I think that comes from the fact that I feel inherently that I don't want people to tell me what to do, but I also feel that I know what my what I want to be doing. And so far, everything else that's come up, that's lucrative or that's whatever, is somebody else's thing. And I'm happy to do somebody else's thing if I can see an endpoint. But this is like, there's something else for me to do.
Crocheting like a knitter for a while, and then Laura was making fun of me.
I crochet like how I knit, but if you look around a table of people crocheting,
Yeah, everyone does it different.
you've got some people. I mean,
You've
it's
got
like
the
when they're eating the
pin.
knife fork, or they hold it like this.
Yeah.
Or they, you know, there's some really bizarre ways of holding a hook.
Is mine
And
quite
it's-
bizarre?
It's however you feel comfortable with.
Exactly. It's just So there's no real right or wrong as
It does
such.
feel
If you
quite-
can crochet.
It does feel quite cack-handed.
Well, I was really stubborn, so I then watched hundreds of videos and determined to learn how to do it with my left hand. And eventually I did it. But again, my blanket started off with the first half of it was with me doing it with my right hand.
Yeah.
So it's all like the tension's all different, and it's like no. But
Yeah, I got a blanket that I made when I and
Is that
when I
right?
taught myself to crochet. So I knit and knit lots and lots of little squares. When I got back into knitting, I just went and bought some random balls of wool and then just knit loads and loads of little squares because I could cast on, I could garter stitch, and I could cast off, and I knew that bit. couldn't remember anything else. And then I taught myself to crochet chains, and then I wove them together. Each one. I've still got that blanket actually. It's on the chair in the kids' room. But again, that was the gateway drag almost.
Isn't it right? It's going. I think if I'd gone into the
I never bother to clean them because I can't really clean outside. So it wouldn't make a difference.
And with anything, if you did clean outside, it would still be within a couple of. I'll be back in a moment, Joe.
Okay.
I'll hold it so that you can.
No, it's okay. Oh, was that on? Oh, sugar. Okay. Okay, it's recording. There's
This anyway,
there's
right?
that anyway. Yeah, there's.
Do you want me to hold
there's-
it so you could have your
No,
tea?
it's
Sure. When I came to Wales, I was thinking about this idea of multiple selves and the fact that you exist in a self, a variation of yourself that most suits the circumstance that you're in. It was when I came to Wales that I eventually became a mother, that I was a wife, that, all of those things attached itself to me. Whereas before that, I had a very kind of, wrongly or rightly, a very kind of other self that I was existing through. And then other things kind of attached onto me. However, though those other selves became more dominant, the other me that had existed before still wanted visibility and still needed to come up for air for me to feel whole. And so I felt that Carnival one of the things it allows is the visibility of other selves that are somewhat suppressed due to societal whatever. So that's when I say the property of the oppressed, those who are occupying other selves to function, to survive, to live, to thrive. But there is still something else there that needs visibility. So it's the opportunity to do that. So you're masking.
Lost 8 weeks, and I felt when I was drawing this, I've drawn this before. I've drawn my womb before, and I've also done a few like roses to heal it. Drawn some roses, and but I was remembering this moment where I was in intense pain, and we phoned the ambulance, and I was in the hospital. They didn't know that it was an ectopic pregnancy that time, and I was just on a hospital bed, not knowing that I was pregnant. Yeah, not knowing I was pregnant. And then they did a test, and it showed that I was pregnant. So I was in pain. Oh, I'm pregnant. But it was kind of this feeling like, oh wow, we're gonna have a baby, but there was something wrong, and it was almost as if I knew that there was something wrong, but I didn't go into surgery until the morning, and then they did. I was bleeding to death, but this heart connection to this womb, I remember. We wanted another baby, but then I remember thinking, do I really want another baby? Oh no. And I kind of put it to the side because we had a 6-month-old at the time. Yeah, so I'm drawing that trauma. I've still got my my left ovaries, but I'm also in perimenopause, April time, so it's been, since April, May, June, July, August, September, October, 7 months now. I've not had a period. And the stage in my life, I feel like I'm transforming, and I'm now want to mother the earth a lot more, mother the planet. Bring birthing ideas. So this is what these kind of yellow, golden, maybe bring in more gold down here, and then it goes straight up to the cosmos and the Godhead. But this heart is quite a big thing, you know. We're all kind of, there's a lot of layers.
Into
Previous
there.
one, yeah. Yeah. Your chain 3 is your first treble, effectively.
So we're on 6 then.
And each of them.
That's where you want to make the crochet hair and axolotl. The 4 things. like, oh yeah, right, okay.
That's
But it's better than having an axolotl because that was the first thing. I was like, no, I need an axolotl. Because I'm vegetarian and I can't eat meat.
Phoebe's got a Phoebe Pointer's axolotl. Are they just
I've met the axolotl.
really?
Yes, I've met all of them.
Oh,
I've
did you?
met Phoebe's baby girl and she came around quite a lot actually.
The head fell off yesterday, Oh wow, that looks awesome. So that's my collar. That is awesome.
They don't even know what it is sometimes. It doesn't matter, like, what is it? Like,
Yeah, or it can be like a few lines and then there's a whole scene that they could describe to you.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a few
exactly,
like
yeah.
circles and squiggles. So it's like, wow.
It's genius.
Anything about that because it wasn't to be talked about. I think your mother, the only one who told me that his name was not to be mentioned in the house, but his dad. And as when he was really, sure that he shouldn't be mentioned, which is a shame really. But then, so because Pete's mum was a nurse, and she was a nurse in the factory, as far as I learned, in Pembrey. They were making TNT for the bombs in the war.
Right.
Do you remember Glenn Dixon? No, you're too small, you see. He was one of your family's cousins. But what is interesting for you, right, let me finish my story. I met Pete, right? I've been going off at a tangent, Joanna, so you'll have to stop me and get me back on the right thread, okay?
Is somebody walking past your window?
Oh God, it might be my sister.
Is that Beryl?
She came around here, yes. Oh well, Joanna, we'll have to carry on in a minute. Is that all right?
Yes.
Is she filming?
Where that is going to happen, because what we haven't done here is mark where it's going to happen. So that's why I'm trying to match up to the images, because it looks like those two go flush together, but actually because this is the spout and it sticks out, you want it to also stick out. So it's going to go like that.
Oh, okay.
And then that curves around in a different angle to give you more of a spout shape.
Okay, I can see that.
So, rather than those two edges being right angles, we need to carve this inside back a little bit to bring it inwards. So, I'm going to do just this. Take off that diagonal. Take that angle. We get a softer edge there. We want it to come right around. Stopping myself. And gradually get around that line. I think we can get a little bit sharp on that edge there. That edge, and then the benefit of this material is that we can glue that in place, and then if it's still too sharp we can trim back this.
Okay.
So this edge can go as well. We can just get it, bevel it to a shape that we want it to be in.
Okay.
I think I might stick 6 and 5 together where they need to go, which I think might be like that. Double line on the top, I think. This is a sign to level 73%. Is that filming? Yes.
God, it reminds me so much of pottery in a way. Just doing this, that kind of little jobby.
Yeah.
A little bit of a holy gap.
Spout being attached at least. It will resemble more of a teapot with a spout. A little bit fiddly.
Yay! Whoop whoop!
Yay! So some extra bits that need to be attached to this bit here, and then a hole to be filled. But otherwise,
Oh.
Mrs. Potts.